Hi guys, this is Arielle from Modern Music Studio, and in this video I'm going to talk about the most important thing about singing, your breath. I'll be breaking down how our body uses breath to sing, and I'll also give you some exercises to help improve your breath support, the root of a happy, healthy, and strong voice. Air is what powers your voice. A good singer controls their voice by controlling their inhalation and exhalation by training their muscles and organs. We all know how to breathe. We do it so naturally that we can do it while we're sleeping. Just like we all know how to run, but not all of us can run a marathon. Singers train their breath the way that marathon runners train their muscles and stamina. We develop special skills that the non-athlete or non-singer does not need. Here's a diagram of all of the parts of your body that are used to produce your voice. Learning how to use these muscles and organs properly will help you improve your intonation, sustaining power, range, expression, and pretty much anything else you want to improve in your singing. Breath is your best friend. The larynx is the medical term for your voice box. It's where your vocal folds live. It's also home to muscles, ligaments, cartilage, mucous membranes, and nerves. It's a delicate and precious tool. When your brain sends a message to your nerves that you want to speak or sing, the nerves control the muscles that bring your vocal folds closer together, giving resistance to the airflow sent from your lungs up through your trachea, which results in a tone. So now that we know how our sound is produced, we can see that the bigger, more controlled breath we have, the bigger and better the sound will be. To get this kind of breath, we need to use a combination of our abdominal muscles, lungs, ribs, trachea, and diaphragm. Your diaphragm is a muscular partition between your lungs and abdomen. It's also connected to the floor of your rib cage. When you inhale into it, it will descend and create space for your lungs to expand, opening up, and your ribs and your abdomen will relax and push outward. When you exhale, your abdomen and ribs will contract slightly, using that power to push your diaphragm up into the lungs, which pushes the air through the trachea and into your larynx. Once you've discovered how to use your breath for stronger singing, it's important to make sure that you check in with your posture and tension in the body. The body's like an instrument. If you had a guitar that was all out of alignment, it wouldn't sound very good. Same goes for the human voice. It's all about finding the place where we're upright, aligning all of the parts of the body one over the other, and not in a way that creates any tension or pain. So I'm going to run through a checklist that you can do every time you're about to go sing. This is especially great when you're going to be recording at a microphone. You can get set up by the microphone and set up the mic in a way that you can be close to it, but very relaxed. Then you can start to go through your checklist. So the first thing is that you want your feet hip width apart, so not zipped together and not wide out like this either. Just right underneath the hips. Creates a nice foundation for you. And then you want to make sure that your knees have a little bit of a bend, never locked. We don't want to get dizzy. And then the next part is very subtle but very important. You want to do a slight tuck to your tailbone. So if this is your lower back, you're just tucking that tailbone so it's stacked right underneath your hips. And that way you can kind of feel your abdominals start to engage a little bit. It shouldn't feel tense or painful in any way. You don't need to be flexing hard, but just a little bit of energy down here. Then you want the torso nice and long, and you want to be able to check in with that diaphragm, see if you're in a good spot to fill it up and let it decompress. And then the next thing is the chest and shoulders. When we breathe, when we sing, we definitely don't want to have a lot of movement up here in the chest and shoulders. When we breathe to speak, that's what we call a shallow breath. You can see it a lot around here. That movement. When we sing, we want to send it down here and keep this very still. Just like that. Now, with the shoulders, a good rule of thumb for posture, We all know that we don't want to be down here like this, but we also don't want to be stick straight and tense up here. So you can go ahead and squeeze your shoulders up to your ears and then drop them, and that's where they want to be. A little bit rolled down the back, but nothing intense. And then the last part is going to be your head and chin. So just like that tailbone, we're going to want to tuck the chin just a bit so that the top of the head is right up towards the ceiling, as if you had a string stretching up to the ceiling. Oh, I can actually touch the ceiling here. So that way we create a nice long neck, long flat neck in the back, perfect amount of space for your vocal folds to expand and contract and feel at ease. Now that we've learned all the science behind what makes the voice work, let's try some exercises that will help you apply it and internalize it. These exercises will give you the best results if you practice them once a day, but anytime you can fit them in will give you some progress. The main goal here is to visualize your breathing system working while you do them, reminding yourself to take note of how your breath feels when you use your diaphragm to sing. So the first exercise we're going to do today is a diaphragm workout. So we're going to be singing this one on a ha. And when you do those has, try to keep a hand down here where your diaphragm is and see if you can practice pushing and pulling ha, ha, ha with your diaphragm to move your hand. So it sounds like this. The second breath exercise we're going to do is what I call the endurance test. So this is about being able to sing for as long as possible on one breath. So the exercise starts on middle C and it's in triplets like this. And then you have one rest so you can breathe until you get to the next one. So it's 3 times through, one breath, and then we move to the next one. The last exercise I'm going to share with you today is all about hissing. So when we use that s sound, it really forces you to use that supported breath down here. S, s, s. Something that you can just do is practice that for a little bit, but then you can start to incorporate it into a vocal exercise. So this one is going to go s, s, sa. S, s, sa. S, s, sa. S, s, sa. S, s, Thanks for watching, everybody. All of my diagrams and facts are sourced from this book, The Contemporary Singer by Ann Peckham, from the Berkeley Press. It has tons of helpful information and exercises, so definitely go check this out. And make sure to subscribe to Modern Music Studio's channel for more awesome lesson videos just like this. Breathe easy, everybody, and see you next time.